Mortal Kombat needs more standalone games featuring characters that are both popular and have amazing stories that can be told in formats other than just fighting games. That is why I'm starting a new series on this channel which focuses on characters that deserve their own solo games and what stories we would tell through different genres. For today's video, I want to focus on Sub-Zero and the complex relationship he has with his clan and his brother. I would like to preface this video saying that I would want the game to focus on the original timeline, not the new Mortal Kombat 1 Liu Kang timeline, as the characters make more sense in this context. If you guys are new here, make sure to check out the channel, and if you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as I'm only about 600 subscribers away from reaching 20,000 subscribers, which was our goal for the channel for 2024. I also love hearing your guys' feedback, so make sure to leave a comment down below on what characters you would want in their own solo game style, and what you think about this concept. So let's break down the story, the characters, the abilities, and more. Alright, starting off with the story, I would simply title this game Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero, as I don't want to confuse new players joining the franchise. I would want this game to focus on both brothers, Bi-Han and Kuai Liang, in their clan, the Lin Kuei. Most of us already know that Bi-Han is more temperamental than his brother and strives to take over the Lin Kuei, while Kuai Liang is a little bit more understanding and patient. I think early missions should include both brothers taking over various parts of Japan, not knowing why the Grandmaster is having them search various Shaolin monk camps for the map of elements. During these missions, you would be able to switch between the brothers depending on your different playstyles. One with more aggressive attacks, which would be great for combat, and the other with more planned strategic abilities that would be great for stealth. We are ninjas after all. There are obviously some back and forth between the brothers on how they should go about doing different tasks, and that's where the player's choice comes in as well. They would both obviously have ice attacks and similar abilities like their ninja training, but expanded differently depending on which one you choose. Eventually, down the storyline, you obtain the map of elements, and on your way back to the base camp, you are stopped by the Shirai Ryu. There are some different fights and combat options for the player during this, resulting in interrogation with the Shirai Ryu, where they explain that they are also looking for the map for a man named Quan Chi. The brothers take two different sides on this information, and this is where you get to make your biggest final decision of the game, leading you towards two different endings, a Bi-Han ending and a Kuai Liang ending. Let's start with Bi-Han's ending. For Bi-Han's ending, you choose not to believe the Shirai Ryu member and go on to his clan to murder them, involving a boss fight with, of course, Hanzo Hasashi, which this does kind of break the canon with Quan Chi being the one that actually kills Hanzo Hasashi, but I've always thought that Bi-Han makes more sense and would have no problem actually doing the deed. With Kuai Liang's ending, you choose to believe the member and work with them to find Quan Chi, realizing that he has been taking advantage of both clans. You set a plan to take out Quan Chi, and he is your final boss fight, leading with Quan Chi going back to the Netherrealm to end up finding Hanzo Hasashi anyway. Both endings can technically be canon because you were going separate ways but end up in the same spot in the end. This helps bring some replayability to the game, especially if different side quests act differently as well, depending on which brother you're playing as. As for characters, we're going to see a bunch of different Mortal Kombat names throughout the story, such as Kung Lao, Raiden, Hanzo, Quan Chi, Sector, the Grandmaster, and of course, the two brothers. There could even be more with side quests such as Wu Lei or Frost being in training. As I stated, the abilities would somewhat depend on which brother you chose, but they would obviously have similar ice abilities and ninja abilities. Bi-Han would have more sword attacks, daggers, and spears, which would be great for offensive attacks, while Kuai Liang would use things like the ice slide, the hammer, and freeze bombs, which are good for combat but also really good for stealth. We could even have a skill tree that lets you expand your abilities with different cooldowns, chaining the abilities, or X-ray moves. We could even have awesome fatalities, but I think it would be really cool if we were able to kind of customize your fatalities or do different takedowns like they did with the 3D era of the franchise, or a combination of God of War style takedowns. For the cosmetics, for a game like this, I would love to see a customizable option that lets you change things such as their hair, their headband, their beards, their chest armor, their leg armor, and more, but also giving us the option for preset armors and models using things such as Mortal Kombat X Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat 11 Sub-Zero, or of course Mortal Kombat Deception Sub-Zero, and so on and so forth. I think a game like this could really shine and put itself apart from the fighting game genre and more into the action RPG genre. If NetherRealm had the resources to do this, I think it's a smart decision, especially because there are so many great stories and characters that we know and love and want more information focus on in different types of video games other than just fighting games, which can be quite niche. Now, I'm not saying that they would have to start with Sub-Zero, but I definitely think he has to be like one of the top 3 that they choose. He's not only iconic to the Mortal Kombat brand, but also has some amazing story in relation to his brother and the Grandmaster and Hanzo and Quan Chi. It would just really work. We haven't even opened the Noob Saibot book of events, which could be saved for a sequel, or depending on how long the story was in the game, could be in the first installment. Let me know what you guys think about this Sub-Zero standalone RPG action adventure game down below in the comments. I love hearing what you guys have to say about this type of stuff, and it lets NetherRealm know that we're okay with a Mortal Kombat game straying away from the norm. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and if you guys enjoy videos like this and you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As I mentioned, we're only 600 subscribers away from the big 20,000 goal. So if you want to help me reach that, make sure to subscribe. And as always, have fun, be respectful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.